Hello, hello, hello. A very warm welcome to all of us again. Like I said, we're going to have a daily broadcast until the 1st of October in commemoration, you know, of the Nigeria Independence Day, which is 1st of October. And as Nigerians, we want to talk about the issues that concern us as a people, whether you are on the continent of Africa or in the diaspora. It doesn't make a difference. So welcome to everyone joining us on Africa Rise with Susan West. And today's episode is a special one. It's a special one because it's all about the children. We want to hear what the children think. We want to understand how their mind works. We want to have a feeling of how they feel about Nigeria and what Nigeria means to them. So today's topic is about what does Nigeria mean to you? Okay? We're just going to have a chat and have a good time. We just rub minds as young people. And of course, the kids nowadays are more sophisticated, a little less intimidated. So they're able to talk more. So let's have a beautiful chat. For everyone joining, please remember to do the needful. Share this broadcast, create watch parties, invite your friends and family. And remember, if you haven't liked and followed us on Facebook, remember to do so on our Facebook page. It is _Susan West. Also, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is also _Susan West. Like and follow us on Instagram as well. Right. So, in a moment, I will be bringing on the children. Greetings, Rahina Bella. Welcome, welcome. I just love you so much, Rahina. You don't want to know, because you are always to be involved in everything Nigerian and African. Welcome. Please remember to create watch parties, share the broadcast, invite your friends to watch. And I'm going to be adding the guests one after the other. I will start with Virtue. Welcome, Virtue. Virtue is in South Africa.
Good evening, ma'am. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Welcome. And I'm going to bring Orafiri. One moment. Uh-oh, I can see them disappearing. One moment. Oh, yes, there they are. The next person is Orafiri. Where is she? Okay, I'm going to try with Oribi. Oribi is here. I can't see them. The network in Nigeria again. But we are not going to be perturbed by the challenges that we face. We're going to keep. There is, who is So Baby? So Baby is here. I can't see So Baby as well. Anyway, I have Ryan.
Good evening.
Hey, welcome, Ryan.
It's been my dream to be on your show. Thank you so much.
Welcome. By the way, Ryan is my son. And it's a pleasure. I'll try to get Oribi again. I just want to do a general introduction of all the guests before we go ahead into today's discussion. Oribi, welcome. Can you unmute yourself?
Good evening.
Good evening, Oribi. Good evening. It's such a pleasure having all of you. I'll try bringing Orafiri back on the screen.
Thank you for having me.
Hello. Hello, Orafiri. Can you unmute yourself? I can't hear you, Orafiri. We can't hear you. Oh, Lord. Your audio is not good. If you could do something about it, that would be great. I'm going to introduce our last but not the least guest to the stream, Ominini. Ominini, welcome to Africa Rise with Susan West.
Thank you, Auntie Susan.
Right. I am super excited having all of you. So our discussion today is about what Nigeria means to you. So who is going to start? Talk to us about what Nigeria means to you. Let's start with Virtue.
So I actually grew up mostly in South Africa. I was actually born here, but I've been traveling to Nigeria back and forth. And I have Nigerian parents. I have family in Nigeria. I have some family over here. My cousin and my sister is also here with me. Well, they've actually, they're more connected to Nigeria than I am. So even though I've been in South Africa, I was like, I've gotten to get a part of my home country, To me, Nigeria is a really great country. It has a lot of potential to be something bigger than it is now. Um, Also the morals placed that I've grown up with while being, from what I've learned from Nigerians as well, those are also pretty good things as well. So to me, put it in short, Nigeria is like a place that has a future that, a blooming future or something like that along those lines.
Wow, that is absolutely very positive and empowering to hear you say that. You said Nigeria is great and has a lot of potential, and Nigeria have a blooming future. We're going to come back to that, and you tell me why you think the way you think about Nigeria. I'm going to go next to Ryan. Ryan, what does Nigeria mean to you?
Well, being born in Nigeria and growing up in Nigeria for most of my life, I would say is been a pleasure. I've got to see every side of life, and all I have to say is I wasn't born in the 70s, but I know about how Nigeria was a thriving economy under agriculture. And I just look at Nigeria compared to other countries around the world, and I think Nigeria is self-sustainable. Nigeria itself can live without the help of any interference from countries around the world. And it's honestly, the Nigeria I was born into was a Nigeria I loved. But later on, it's something that breaks my heart when people come to me and about Nigeria in a negative light. And I'm like, you have no idea the Nigeria I was born into, the Nigeria I lived in. This is just a Nigeria that is portrayed by the media that they want you to believe. They really don't know how much potential Africans have, especially Nigerians. Because I know all my Nigerian friends in school or Nigerians I know are always the best in maths and literally every subject that you would expect the people who you could say live in that country to be best at. And I love Nigeria so much with all my heart, but it's honestly disappointing when I see people come up to me and they say, "Where are you from? You look so white, you look mixed race." And I'm like, "I'm Nigerian." And they go, "Oh, wait, why haven't you been kidnapped? Or why hasn't this been happened to you? How hasn't this happened to you?" And it's saddening, something that breaks my heart, because I have to keep on enlightening people that Nigeria is not a place where you go in and you're kidnapped or stolen or something bad happens to you. It's a place where people smile at you, people welcome you. You can be a foreigner in a community and they wouldn't make you feel as though you are a foreigner. They make you feel as though you're one of them. And that's what I have to say. Nigeria is a place that I feel the entire world should see for what it really is, and not just some feebles that are told on the news, the Western media, and yeah. So
Absolutely.
to
That is
Nigeria.
fantastic. I feel you. I feel you because I have the same challenges, of course, when I have to always explain away once people understand that I'm Nigerian. I'm gonna go to Oribi. Can you tell me what Nigeria means to you? Unmute yourself, please.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me again on the show. For me, I feel that Nigeria is just a really beautiful country. We have so many things about the country. And I feel that our country shouldn't be seen as a country that is over desperate for something. I feel that
Right.
we should portray Nigeria as a nation with beautiful artifacts, beautiful culture, and practices, wonderful religion. I feel that Nigeria should actually be Nigeria should actually be one of those countries that everyone should actually look forward to going to. But
Hmm.
because of how people have portrayed Nigeria, I feel that it would take a lot more steps for everyone to be able to get that possible, and even more, because Nigeria, as Virtue said, actually is a country that has so much potential, really. So I feel that Nigeria should really be explored into the deeper side, not what we just see outside. That's what I feel.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you. I'm going to go to Orafiri. Orafiri, could you please respond to the question what Nigeria means to
Thank
you?
you so Good evening, and thank you so much again for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
I feel that Nigeria is a very beautiful country. Um, Nigeria is very beautiful. Lots of hope for Nigeria. There have been bad decisions made, yes,
We
but
can't hear you. You're
Nigeria.
not audible. Can you make yourself audible, Orafiri, please?
Okay, feel that Nigeria has hope. There's lots of hope for Nigeria. There have been bad decisions made, but Nigeria is learning from them, and Nigeria will shine.
Okay. I think her network is a bit of a problem. Could you mute the feedback I'm getting, Orafiri, please? Mute it. Ominini, can you go ahead and respond?
Okay, so thank you for having me, Auntie Susan. Well,
You're
Nigeria is
welcome.
not just my country, it's my home. It's a place where I
Oh.
will not be judged by the color of my skin, and my norms
Mm,
and values are very much respected. The
mm.
past 16 years, I've been in Nigeria and lived here. My parents are Nigerians, most of my friends are Nigerians. Even when I go outside the country, I long to come back home because it's a place where I feel safe,
Oh, that was going so good. What happened there? The network. You know what? I'm excited. I'm excited listening to all of these kids. The network is trying to sabotage us, but we're not going to worry about it. There's something powerful Ominini just said. She said, "For me, Nigeria is my home. It's a place I will not be judged by the color of my skin." That is a powerful statement. That is powerful because everyone who's been outside Nigeria, regardless of whether you're Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba, have understood that in the end, we're all black people, Africans. We're all dark skinned people. That's the way the rest of the world sees us. And therefore, sometimes we are treated in ways that we do not deserve simply because of stereotyping or wrong information given out there. I think Orafiri was talking, and give me a moment because I think we lost Ominini, and I'm going to try Orafiri again. Orafiri, can you continue from where you stopped?
Okay, I was saying that there's lots of hope for Nigeria. Nigeria is an independent country, and Nigerians can stand through anything. We're very strong-willed people. If you put our mind to doing something, we can actually achieve it. And
Hmm.
I feel that there have been mistakes made, wrong decisions made, but Nigeria is learning from them, and Nigeria will shine in the future.
Absolutely, that's powerful as well. I'm going to go back to Ominini to give her reaction. Ominini, just continue from where you stopped, and then we go to the next question.
Okay, so I'm not really sure where I ended because I was talking about something, but okay, let me go ahead anyways. So I was saying, whenever I go abroad for vacation, I always want to come back home because Nigeria is so receptive. We have everything good going on. And the country is just so blessed. I feel blessed to be a Nigerian, and I will never be judged because I'm Nigerian, because I stand as a true Nigerian and I'm privileged to be a Nigerian.
Absolutely. We have Dr. Lovett Owo watching from YouTube. She says, very powerful contributions from the panelists. So, Nigeria, mute yourself, please, if there's noise coming from some of you, until you're ready to talk. Where's that sound coming? Okay. So I'm going to go back to asking Ryan. Ryan, this we're at a point
Hi.
where Nigeria. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Right.
Perfectly.
Okay. So Nigeria is going to be celebrating 60 years of independence from colonial rule on the 1st of October, which is probably on Wednesday. And a lot of Nigerians, you guys are very young, but a lot of Nigerians are not very happy with the situation on ground in Nigeria because they think that Nigeria haven't treated them well. What is your feeling about the inequality that exists in Nigeria? How do you feel about being judged because you're not from a certain ethnic group, or because you're not from a certain tribe, or because you don't practice a certain religion?
So I would reply in how I'm going to reply to your question is, first of all, in abroad, when you meet a Nigerian, you see each other as Nigerians. And you go to Nigeria and you see people as Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Kalabari, or Ibibio. And I don't see the need for all these factions. Yes, there is diversity. Nigeria has to be one of the most diverse countries in the world. That's in my opinion, and it's something I feel like every other person, even the people who don't know about Nigeria or care about Africa in general, know that Nigeria has to be one of the most diverse communities. And coming from me, having friends, our generation isn't a generation that wants to look at a certain where you're from to know that, oh, I can't be friends with this person. He's not from where I am. Because most of my friends, hardly any of my friends are from the exact place where I'm from. Not because of anything, but we all tend to have these little factions or cliques that we want to be in, saying that we have friends from here, so I have right to do this or to say this or to be like this. And honestly, it's not helpful in any way, shape, or form, because personally, what I believe in is having friends from having a diverse friend group is always the best, but not in a case where everyone wants to feel superior to another person. Like, some people will never make friends with their own tribe because they want to feel like, oh, this tribe or this ethnic group is what's reigning, what's popular. They have the wealthiest people, the most popular people, and they speak their language and they get cringed out because, well, it doesn't sound like this person's one. Like, I say words in school and I have other Nigerian friends who go, wow, that sounds so nice. And I'm speaking to them. Sorry, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm speaking to them and I say words in my language and they go, wow. And I'm like, oh, tell me something in yours. I want to learn this. Can you say this? And they're like, no, it's embarrassing. And honestly, it disturbs me. It's something that upsets me, something that goes straight to my heart whenever I hear people saying, oh, I don't like where I'm from because my word sounds like this, or I don't like my name. I'm very proud about saying what my native names are to people, because I have friends who go, I ask for their native names, or maybe teachers are like, oh, what is your African name? And then they're like, no, sorry, I don't like the name of it. No, miss, I don't like the way it sounds. And I'm looking at these people like, this is a chance to promote Nigeria as a good place. Tell them the meaning of your name. My native name is Boma, which means blessing. It's something that I tell to all my teachers. My teachers ask me, what other names do you have apart from Ryan? I'm like, my name is Boma. It means blessing. And they're like, oh, wow, such a nice word. And this is a way we need to market Nigeria in a good light, not the Nigeria that people are being known, are being shown on the media, mainstream media. And I know for a fact that Nigeria is a country that we wouldn't even need to go on vacations. What is it that we don't have around the world, in Asia, in Europe, in any other continents on earth that we do not have in Africa? If it's the mountains, the waterfalls, we have that everywhere. Especially in Nigeria, we have Zuma Rock, which I know a lot of people love looking at for its beauty. It's a massive rock. It's not something you see everywhere. A random, such a beautiful, majestic rock standing on its own. Some would say call it a lone wolf because of how it's one of a kind. You don't see it anywhere else on Earth. We have waterfalls. We have lakes, we have ponds, we have rivers, we have nature, we have giraffes, we have lions. These are stuff that people go to safaris to see. We have deserts in Africa, the Sahara Desert, the second largest on earth, where you can go dune riding, and people pay thousands and thousands to go abroad to go to the United Arab Emirates for dune crashing, all of these things. And I look at these people and they say that, oh, you've done it as well. And I think I'm not doing it as well because, well, I don't like where I'm from. It's because people don't believe in us to put those facilities there for us to enjoy what we own. We have
Absolutely.
rivers, we have ponds. In the Western world, you see a tiny little lake and they give you paddling boats to explore. They have boards saying, this fish lives in this pond, this lives here. Treasure hunt, look for this kind of fish. And what is it that we don't have here that is back home in my Nigeria? My Nigeria that
Right.
I see, we have all sorts of fishes, wildlife that you can say, this is a way to sustain Nigeria. I know millions and millions of dollars are made every year from tourism, people going to see snakes, fishes, birds, all of this we have in Africa, especially in Nigeria, because Nigeria is a mix of everything. We have the
Right.
cool climate in Jos, and where we grow the what we would call, let's say, fruits that you'd mostly see in the Western world. We have the humid in the south, the warm tropical regions in the south, the drier in the north. Everything that you find around Africa and in the world is in Nigeria. And
Absolutely.
when
I'm going to come
when
back to you, Ryan, because you're going to go on forever if I don't interject. So give me a moment to talk to Virtue and Orafiri. I'm just going to, I can see Lillian Kano watching. I can see Indoku Hadisin watching. Thank you for joining us. Nengia Makri, thank you. Diane Medway, thank you. And Joyce Onyawa. Sorry if I didn't get that name right. Virtue. When Ryan was talking, he made mention about some of his Nigerian friends who are not even proud of how their names sound. I can't blame them because they're young children growing up. The reason they feel that way is probably because of the sort of environment, the sort of adults or parents, and the way the parents have not gone done a little bit of making sure that they have confidence in where they come from. How would you explain your experience as someone who, of course, born in South Africa, but also a Nigerian?
Well, actually, for me, seeing as South Africa, we're known as the Rainbow Nation. You have a lot of different, races. You have different ethnic groups as well. You have a lot of different foreigners here as well. You have Zimbabweans, Nigerians, Mozambique, Cameroon, all these different people. And well, for the schools I've mostly been in and the friends I've mostly had, my friends have mostly been Nigerian or other foreigners or South Africans as well. So if we're going into the instance of my native name, I would actually my friends and I, was okay for me. Like you have to make it in a certain way that you'll have to make them feel comfortable. So I would tell them my native name first. They'll say, "Oh, what does it mean? It's a beautiful name." And they, some of my friends, they wouldn't actually feel, embarrassed or whatever to tell their name because they're seeing someone's confident in doing it and someone's actually proud of their country, despite what other people are saying or whatever the news is trying to put out there. So, and also growing up in South Africa, there've also been, other things where, I've also been a bit like maybe not embarrassed, but sometimes I wouldn't feel as confident because I'm Nigerian or something like that. But, nowadays, now I'm starting to, as I got older, I'm starting to be be comfortable in being Nigerian. So yes, I think it also has to do with your mindset, your mentality, what you choose to believe, what you choose to, listen to. And yeah, those kind of things also affect how you try to portray yourself or how you feel about your identity as a Nigerian or an African person in general.
I like the part where you said you're beginning to feel more confident, you're not feeling embarrassed anymore. It's a shame that you had to feel that way, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault because the generations that came before you did not understand the power of identity. And if it wasn't passed down to you, there is no way you would have known any better. But as you get older and wiser, you become more confident. You begin to find yourself. And as you begin to find your personality and know more about yourself, your history, your heritage, your background, then you begin to, your personality, of course, comes through. And the confidence that you have in your country, of course, will come through as well because of the information you're empowered with. So keep the confidence up, and always remember, regardless of what anyone thinks about you because of where you come from, it doesn't matter. It is in your place to make them think otherwise. I'm going to go to Ominini. Ominini, can you hear me, Ominini?
Yes, I can.
Right. So, as a Nigerian, when you travel abroad, have you felt? I'll tell you, my generation and your mother's generation were forced to think that we had to sound a certain way to come across as really intelligent. We thought that having a Nigerian accent was a terrible thing. I'm beginning to see a generation in your generation that have the confidence to speak well, yet try not to sound American or British. I have, this is, I have lost Ominini. Orafiri, can you go ahead and respond to what it means to be confident in your identity as a Nigerian?
What I think being confident in your with your identity as a Nigerian means is you're proud. Anyone when they ask you where you from, you don't mention America or London or Canada. You first mention Nigeria. And you're
Hmm.
proud of your heritage from. You're proud of the people you belong to, your skin tone, your name. Because most people they don't feel like me as an example myself. I
Hmm.
actually love my Nigerian name, but I have friends,
Hmm.
I know people who don't go by their Nigerian names. And
Right.
if they're referred to as their Nigerian names, they don't like it. They find it
Hmm.
abusive. I think
Oh,
Nigeria is a really lovely place, and I feel honored to be from Nigeria.
oh, that's super.
So
I'm
I
gonna
think
take a little read.
there's actually you are recognized as a Nigerian.
Um, okay, I think I heard a bit of what you said, and I'm gonna take a little read. Helen D says your background and foundation is very important to your personality. Don't ever be ashamed of your heritage. Absolutely, absolutely. Because the network is really epileptic, I'm just going to try and do with the people that I see on screen right now. Virtue, what what do you think though that you can do differently if you were given an opportunity as a young person to turn things around for Nigeria?
Oh, there are a lot of things that I, in my own mind, think that I can do. For one, like now, just thinking if I was in some kind of form power, had some kind of massive financial status, I would think of building infrastructure in Nigeria. There are schools there that have not even been finished, that they're not finished being built. I could, like, invest into those schools, build them up as well. There are also small businesses in Nigeria that I could help. Nowadays, we're entering the fifth, sixth industrial revolution with technology.
Hmm.
There are a lot of ways you can help small businesses with websites, all of those things. And there are young people out there, not just me, there are a lot of young people who can help with that as well. There are just so many things to do. Also, if we're looking at not just infrastructure and all those things,
Hmm.
like one example I can do is, food is really popular in Nigeria.
Mm.
Food is really popular. The way, like, not a lot of people know about the food out there. A lot of people enjoy trying different kinds of food, but it's not really out there that people market Nigerian food or anything. And
Mm.
nowadays, we also have Ankara that's getting, it's getting out there as well. I know that we could also be doing like exporting, because I know that the quality of how Nigeria makes their own fabric and Ankara and stuff like that, it could be exported to other countries in Africa to use those instead of, you know, because now I've heard that it's here in South Africa, when they're getting
Mm.
the Ankara fabric, importing from China and places like that. And Africa
Mm.
as a whole, we just keep on exporting all our resources only to import, the finished product back. And we're kind of like, what we'll call shooting ourselves in the foot. And a lot of
Mm.
people say that, oh, can't do that, no, because we're not advanced. Well, there's a lot of money going around from the oil. Why don't we, instead of some people stuff in their pockets, why don't they put that back into their country, build up their country and things like that? There are like a lot of places, like just invest in your country little by bit. I believe Nigeria could have been, great by now. There was a time my dad told me that Naira was actually stronger than the dollar. And when I
Absolutely.
heard that, I was like, what? Like, is that true? What happened? And then, also at the end of the day, it comes down to, power, selfishness, all those things like that. But for me, I always believe if I was, in whatever position, I always put my country first, or, just, trying to get my country where it is, because all these super powerhouse countries nowadays, the presidents or the government, it's always, let's make our country number one. Let's put our country first.
Absolutely. Ryan, I tried to bring Ominini back and she just disappeared on me again. Ryan, um,
I
yes.
sorry.
So, Ryan, if you had an opportunity to make a change in Nigeria because you don't like certain things, what would that be?
Okay. So coming from a Nigerian household and living in Nigeria, I have friends. I know situations where in a Nigerian household, apart from the children speaking, most of the influence comes from the parents. So before you can sensitize the younger generation, you need to get to their parents. Their parents breaking down some barrier they have of how the Western world could be the superpowers or why it's better to look like this or be like this. If I had that sort of power, I would go straight to the parents, the grandparents even. Because once they have that knowledge, it will be passed down to their children. Because I know in African society, which is something I'm not very proud to say, but sometimes the younger generation need to enlighten the let me say the middle age in society because well because it's trying to when you're in trying to get someone who is older than you to respect you or listen to your opinions is quite a hard thing to do, but
Mm.
getting someone who is older than you, who is like older than you, to explain concepts to you is something that really sets in. Because if we're going targeting the children, saying that, okay, children, go tell your parents that you want to do this or Nigeria should be like this in the future, they look at it as a joke. If it was the parents that were being enlightened and being exposed to this sort of information, it will gradually be passed down onto our age, and we will pass it down to our children because we no longer have that misconception that anything that is not African is superior. Because in my personal experience, I would say I I I always look to influence the older people and my generation, but mostly the older people because, well, as we all know, it's easier to convince an African parent from an adult to an adult rather than a child to an adult because I know that they feel insulted when our generation says certain things to them like, "Oh, we didn't do this right or didn't do this," and they feel like we don't have that knowledge. But the truth is this generation is slowly being enlightened to the Western media, like African hair. Every single girl I see now is proud to carry the African hair, no longer perming or getting highlights or everything in their hair because they're proud to be African, they're proud to have African hair. And that's done. That is one thing. Hair in general is something that has affected generations. That is something generations past that is easily influenced by a child telling their parents. But if I were to do something different in Nigeria, I would first start from churches, religion is very big in Africa, especially in Nigeria, in a Nigerian household. Starting from these churches, telling them what they should tell their children, not whatever ideology has been set in their minds, because like putting the cart before the horse. You can't tell an African parent that, oh, tell your child to do this, but you don't do what you're trying to preach. You don't practice what you preach. So if people look up to pastors in Nigeria a lot, if they see a pastor who is enlightening their children through lessons, life lessons. Don't say stories of stuff that happened when you were when you were a child in the 70s or 80s. Say stuff that you're trying to do now to influence your children, and slowly it sets in subconsciously into these adults who will eventually pass it down to their children without even knowing. And these children are the, let's say, the pedestal. These are the children that would put Africa on that pedestal that it has so long deserved to be put on, because you can't build a house without a foundation. We need to start from somewhere. We don't just start in 100 different directions. Oh, we want to do this. Let's start the children, make the children feel like everything in Africa is right. If they want to do something and their parents say no, out of the respect and the discipline that African parents give their children, it will be completely futile. That your missions in enlightening these children will be futile unless you go to the people that they respect in society, which are their parents. So personally, what I would say is, if we really want to make a change in Africa, or in Nigeria especially, we need to target the older generation, because they are the masters of society. They are the ones that influence what happens in society. Because I know without that, a situation of the grown-ups in society making it seem like something is good, because obviously what you see as good and bad depends on what society you live in. And living in a society where we want the grown-ups per se, or the adults, to be enlightened on the issues, where they're not scared about speaking up on topics like race or hair or ethnicity or tribe, it would wash down onto the children. And I don't want to sound like I'm repeating, but I want it to be something that is put in our brains. Parents, we cannot do anything without your permission, out of the respect and fear we have for you. You telling us to do something is our foundation. We will never go against it. What you say is yea and amen. So being able to influence you is being able to influence an entire continent. Africa is the second biggest continent on earth. Africa being enlightened is essentially making it a self-surviving, self-sufficient continent. But that cannot start without the parents, the middle-aged, the respected in society being the ones who are enlightened.
Absolutely. You have said a lot. You have said so much, and that was deep. Deep. I am actually I'm impressed. I'm surprised listening to you. I'm going to take a quick read. And Helen D says, I am proud of the kids speaking. You're all great. And Glory Grace Shannon says, great insights, you youngsters. Also, she says, I agree with Ryan's point. The instruction and directives of the now will make more impact than just the references of the past. Absolutely. I agree with Ryan in the sense that, especially in African societies, we are a society that is greatly, we respect, we want to be respected as adults, the elders. We have to take into cognizance that the adults are somehow supreme in decision making. And so I was always someone who thought that the adults have failed so much that we should now go to the grassroots, to the young children, to nursery schools, to begin to educate them, inform them, and condition them to think differently from how the adults have been thinking. But Ryan has also brought this point that I think is very salient, which is that because of the kind of society African society is, which is we adults have most of the time have all the power and decision making, and and so when you begin to change mindsets of the adults and the parents, then you're able to transform the mindsets of the children out. Ominini, I'm going to bring Ominini on screen, and hopefully this time it works. Ominini, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, fantastic. Real quickly, if you had an opportunity to make a difference in Nigeria as a leader in any um, at any level, what would that be? What would be that thing you do differently to bring about meaningful development?
Okay, for me, it would be the education sector because our education sector right now is not the best. With the public schools, it's not the best. The private schools are doing very well, but the public schools are not because the government funds allocated to it go into private pockets, and it needs to come back out so that my generation, the younger generation, can also have a brighter future. Because the way things are, when you go for excursions to those, and then you see that they don't have tables, they don't have chairs, they don't have subsequent notebooks and things like that. So what my aim is going to be is that I would try to bring back those monies that have been put into people's pockets and allocate it back to the school funds because that is where it is really needed. Because you can pass a school by and then you see that the children are learning outside instead of in a classroom where they're supposed to learn, and that is not proper for a growing up child because the sun rays can be bad and everything like that. So with these allocations, they go into providing tables, chairs, higher means of education for these children, the books, the pens, the pencils, everything. So that is just what I'm going to do.
Right. Just out of curiosity,
Thank
how are you
you.
going to take these monies? Just out of curiosity, how do you intend to take these stolen monies back out of the private pockets of these individuals?
Okay, so because they're taking it in hiding, it's always in hiding, it's not in the open. Because you watch a government channel and then you see that they are not being open with it. So you have to call them out in some ways. You have to look for ways in which you can pickpocket them to bring back the monies that they have stolen and put back in their private pockets. Because if you go around the world, you see them buying houses, jets, and things like that. But that is not what they need. Their priority should be their generations to come and how to enlighten them and make them have a brighter future.
Great, great. I'm gonna go back to let me go to Orafiri. Orafiri, I hope that your network is better now. Orafiri, please tell us what you will do differently to improve to bring about meaningful development in your community in Nigeria.
For me, it would be the popular saying is today's readers are tomorrow's leaders. So I focus
Ooh.
mainly on the education sector. As a young leader myself, I love to read. Reading has inspired me in so many different ways, and I have I last year I published my first book, and the funds
Oh.
from that book is going to a library project I plan to do in my village first, then
Hmm.
spread through Nigeria to Africa and
Wow.
hopefully the rest of the world. So this money is going towards a library project to provide books for children who are not as privileged as I am,
Hmm.
and to give them a brighter future, something to look forward to every day they wake up.
Wow. You're the kind of leader we're looking for. We've been waiting for you, Orafiri. We have been waiting for you. You're selfless already at this age. You are already thinking about giving back. You are absolutely. I'm going to be voting for you when you're ready. Anytime you're ready, you've got my vote. I'm going to bring Oribi. Oribi?
Yes, I can hear you.
Right. Real quickly, what are you going to do differently to bring about meaningful development to your community?
All right. First of all, what I would do is that I would set priorities right with everyone in the government system, every person in a hierarchy of the government system. I would set all the priorities right and make sure that each duty I've given to them is done so that we can keep on progressing with the next project we want to do. And after making that move, I would also start going to develop what people have complained about, develop what have struggled to change in. Um, but I won't do it personally on my own. I would leave it to the governors would be in charge of those states and capitals. I would give that job to them, and I would always ensure that they all give me feedback on everything that's going on, because it's one thing to give someone an order and to forget about it. It's one thing for you to give someone an order and for them to do it and not do well. It's another thing to give someone an order, to
Oh,
keep
the
up
network
with it.
is so bad.
Oh, can you hear me?
I
Can you
can
hear
hear
me now? Is
you.
it better?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're breaking up, but I can
Okay.
hear you.
I was saying that I would keep up with it, and I would push those governors to make sure that everything is done on time. Because there's a time, because one thing I've actually learned is that there's a time for everything. And in the process of me being a change in the country, right, there would be other problems that would show themselves up. There will be
Okay,
many other problems that
Oribi,
show themselves.
Oribi, we're gonna come back to you because the network is so bad. You are breaking up too
Oh,
much.
wow.
Yes, I'm gonna come back to you. Virtue, is Virtue there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh yes, right, right. So I'm gonna take a quick read of some of the comments sent in. We have a very famous person in Abuja. She says Imabon Cletus Jimo is her name. She says, "Oh my goodness." Okay, no, that's not the one I wanted to read. She says, she says, "You they see as young people they think, see leadership traits. These are ancestors who let us be great." She's a comedian. So that's from she's tried to make it a bit light. And Diane Medway Smith says, "Ryan, I agree with everything you have said." And she Imabon Cletus also said, "Very deep, amazingly very deep." And Glory Grace Shannon says, "That's a good strategy as a leader, Oribi. You are thinking of designation of duties. Absolutely, you can't do it all by yourself. And of course, people have not learned that you are more productive when you designate, and in the shortest space of time, you're able to achieve so much in so little time." Virtue, I want to ask you, what are your aspirations when you're finally through with education? What are your aspirations? And in that aspiration that you have, how would that be something? How can you use that to contribute in changing mindsets of Nigerians and Africans at large, to accepting one another and bringing about meaningful development? Because we finally are at a place where we have peace on the continent.
Well, once I'm through with, my tertiary education, university and all, I'm actually planning on doing a lot of things, like a lot of things here and there, just, seeing how much I can possibly do. Because I feel that, life is long, but, time is also short. So
Absolutely.
I'm
Life is
thinking of,
long, but time is also short. That's a powerful one. I had to repeat that. Life is long, but time is also short. Wow.
yes,
Powerful. Go
so
ahead.
So I really have to, me personally, I'm really like children. I really love children. I'm just thinking that, children, you can, if you start from a very young age, you can really like, change the way they think easily.
Mm,
So I really like, orphanages, schools as well, going there, getting people that, can teach these children well, that can not just like schoolwork or anything, but also like, life skills,
mm,
how they can get about, because we're developing and all those things, and the world's gonna crush you, so they need to be prepared and things like that. Um,
right.
so there's what I'm planning on doing. Yeah, it's just children for me. Children are the future, as people will say.
Right.
Yeah. So
Wow. Wow. You're passionate about children. Not many young people your age will think that way. That is absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna go to back to Oribi. Ominini. Is it Ominini? Yes. I'm gonna go to Ominini. Ominini, what are your aspirations? What do you want to become when you're through with your education? And how is that going to help to change society?
Okay, so when I grow up, when I'm done with school, I want to become a lawyer because that has been a dream of mine since I was a really young child.
Right.
Law is going to help me with the country and how to be able to put things in order. For me, I want to start up an organization where I can help little and young children that are less privileged and underprivileged because the people have given me things in society and I want to be able to give back to the society in a very positive.
Okay, the network has interfered again. Just as I'm waiting to see if she's able to continue, I'll take a quick read. Diane Medway Smith said, virtue, very clever. And I have Dr. Lovett Owo says, I have hope in Nigeria again with kids like this. Absolutely. I am flabbergasted listening to them. I am. Glory Grace Shannon says, I think we have lost Minini there again. Such a shame. Glory Grace Shannon says, virtue is right. Life is long, but time is short. Capturing the children at a young age will have them imbibe better and faster and faster. And Helen D says, great virtue, virtue. And Ryan, I'm going to bring Ryan on. Ryan, really briefly, talk to us about what your aspirations are, what you want to become when you're done with education, and how that is going to bring about, contribute to society, especially in Africa. Unmute yourself, please.
Thank you. So briefly, all I want to say is I've always wanted to be a pilot. It's been my dream to be a pilot. And recently I've seen the power of social media in reference to the BLM, Black Lives Matter movement. And I have just seen that most of this comes from YouTube and Facebook. And now I just see the amount of power influencers have over our lives as people. And although I've always wanted to be a pilot, now I'm beginning to consider content creating because I have the platform, I have the ability. Why should I just leave my ability to go to waste when I can influence so many more people, millions, even billions of people in positive ways? And honestly, it's social media is such a powerful thing that in the wrong hands, you can make anyone believe anything at all. So just to be short about it, I've always dreamt of being a pilot, but now after school, or even during school, I'm now thinking of going to content creating because I need to enlighten people. It's always been my dream to reach millions of people. I love speaking. I love enlightening people about things. So
Right. Helen D on
yeah.
Facebook says you can do both. And I agree with her. I mean, we live in a generation where you can be many things. You can still be a pilot and still become an influencer as much as you want. Do you agree, Ryan?
Yes, yes, I agree.
All right. Okay. I'm going to go to Oribi. By the grace of God, the network will let him speak. Oribi, quickly, what are your dreams? What do you want to become when you grow up? And how is that going to help society? Really quickly, unmute yourself. Oribi, can you hear me? Oribi, can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to go to Orafiri. Orafiri, can you hear me?
I can.
Please go ahead quickly, very briefly, react to what your dreams and aspirations are and what you want to become and how that is going to help society, especially Nigeria and Africa in general. Go ahead.
The president of Nigeria.
Orafiri, can you hear me?
And I can
I can hear you. Can you speak up? Please speak up.
Okay. I said I've always wanted to be the president of Nigeria because I feel like I can
Hmm.
reach more people at the same time.
Hmm.
Also, as president of Nigeria, you can take the whole nation Nigeria with you at the same time, and lights.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I did. I didn't hear. Okay, we're just gonna we're 55 minutes into our broadcast, so I'm just gonna quickly run through everyone, giving the final remarks to Nigeria at 60. Virtue, can we have you back, Virtue?
Yes.
Right. So Virtue,
Final
really quickly, I want you to talk to us in your own words. Encourage us as Nigerians, generally, regardless of age and gender. Talk to us. Give us a little bit of fire to move on with as we go into 60 years of independence of Nigeria.
60 years of independence since 1960. This is a very big one. 6 years of independence. We still have a long way to go. If we, everyone can actually do their part, but I believe that, in a few years from now, if like, everybody just contributes, everyone's working hard, I believe that Nigeria will be very great, But 60, looking back, yeah, I wasn't born there, but Nigeria has really come a long way. And, at this pace, maybe, we just like new leadership in place will actually go far. That's all
Right.
I have to say.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm going to go to Ominini. Ominini,
Yes.
real quickly, your final words to encourage us generally as Nigerians, regardless of your gender or your age. How would you want to fire us up to moving forward as Nigerians after 60 years of independence?
Okay, so Nigeria is turning 60, and really the only thing they have to do is pray and hope for a better Nigeria, because Nigeria will be better in the coming generation. We will be better. We can get better. We have to hope and pray that Nigeria gets better, and everything will be good. That we have to appreciate Nigeria for what Nigeria is. Have positive insights on the country, and everything will be great. We have to celebrate the country as it goes through and as it goes by, because this country is a great country. From where I see it, it's going to get better and better each passing time.
Wow, it's going to get better and better. There is faith. When I listen to young people talking about Nigeria in this light and beginning to make us feel that there is still some chance to salvage whatever that is left of Nigeria,
Yes,
that is really encouraging. That is really encouraging. I'm going to go quickly back to Oribi. Oribi, can you hear me
Yes,
now?
I can hear you.
Right.
Yes, I can hear you.
Quickly talk to me, talk to the rest of Nigeria, what you want to see Nigeria after celebrating 60 years of independence. What are the things you're going to say to us to keep our spirit and hope alive?
Okay, I want to round everything up I'm about to say really quickly. On 60, what I really want is for Nigeria to change in every aspect. I want Nigerians to have a better education, especially the children. And I wish that every Nigerian can be able to afford a 3 square meal. Every Nigerian should have access to proper medical facilities. And I really feel that Nigerians really need to trust the government. I really feel that the government should be accountable to us. They should tell us everything we need to know because it's really important. I feel that we need to be able to get to that situation where we can trust the government with our lives. And
Mm.
many of those are just one of the things I really want to see in Nigeria. I have a long list of things I really want to see for Nigeria. And as Nigeria turns 60, I'm just praying that everything will work out for our good, because we're just 60. I mean, we have a long way to go. So we have to really keep up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That is really powerful. When you mentioned that the government have to be accountable to us so that we can begin to build trust for our government, that is fantastic. The only way we can begin to trust in our government is when they are transparent and accountable to the people, when they are truly servants of the people. Thank you so much, Oribi. That was powerful. And Orafiri, real quickly, your final words. How do you want to encourage us Nigerians on the continent and in the diaspora going beyond 60 years of independence?
I think we just have to have hope in Nigeria. Hope is never lost. And that Nigeria will actually rise again and be a great nation as she has always been destined to be. And I think the problem
Mm,
is not the government, because the government is from the people and the people elected the government. So the change
mm.
starts from us, from ourselves, our household, to our community, to our schools, to our workplaces, before it reaches the whole of Nigeria. Every Nigerian should have hope, and that Nigerian will and she can rise again. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Powerful. Nigeria will and can rise again, that Nigerians should have hope. All hope is not lost. And Orafiri is going to run for president of Nigeria. And remember, guys, when you do see that she's ready to run for president of Nigeria, put your support, bring your support. We need to push people like this. I mean, we can't get it wrong at this age when we can already see where their minds are at. I'm going to bring Ryan quickly. So Ryan, real quickly, to encourage us Nigerians on the continent and in the diaspora, coming of age at 60 years old, what are the things you want to say to us to encourage us as a people moving forward?
Again, like I would say, parents, I know you have a lot of power over your children, but I don't think you realize just how much. And I would just like to say, do you really have faith in Nigeria? Ask yourself. You might think you have faith because you say you're proud to be Nigerian, but do you really have faith? Ask yourself, do you have faith in Nigeria? And I want you to do something. If you know that you love Nigeria and have faith in Nigeria, by the 1st of October, I want us all to have written 60 things that we want to see in the new Nigeria. It could just be one word or some 60 things that we want to do that can improve Nigeria to make it the better Nigeria that we all hope for. Mine is faith. Mine is faith. I have complete faith in Nigeria, which is something I know a lot of people right now do not have because they look at the government and they're like, this is not what it was supposed to be. But I want you all to write 60 things. It can be a word, paste it anywhere in your house, your front door, your bathroom door, your fridge. And I want you to practice those things. I want you to see I want to see this in Nigeria by next year. I want to see this in Nigeria by the end of this year. I want to see in the next 5 years Nigeria looks like this. I want to know that I have faith in Nigeria. If you truly love Nigeria, you will take out your time to write those 60. It can be 60 words. It can be 60 anything at all. It could even be a drawing that I want to see of Nigeria. It could be a hospital, a house, anything. Just 60 things you would love to see or you would love to do to make Nigeria that paradise, that utopia that we all long to live in. The utopia that we want to be proud to say, Nigeria is the giant of Africa.
Right, 60 things. That's a lot of 60 things to write. But who
60
says it
things for
can't be
60
done?
years to show what
60
we are willing to
things for 60
sacrifice.
years. Oh, that is powerful. That is powerful. It's almost as though you're writing a New Year's resolution to remind yourself of what you want to see, and then speak it to yourself. And as you speak it to yourself, you find yourself gingered enough to want to take action to seeing those things you have written come to fruition. Wow, absolutely.
And again, I want us to be proud to say that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Not something that we say just because we're saying it, something that we mean, that we feel in our souls when we say it. I feel elated when I say Nigeria is the giant of Africa, not just to myself or people, in school. in school. I love saying I'm from Nigeria. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Nigeria. It's Nigeria, guys. Nigeria.
I feel your passion. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you guys. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You know what? I just find myself laughing. I'm just going to take quick reads from all the comments you've sent in and we're going to call it a day. Can you imagine what the children are thinking? Can you imagine how their minds work? Can you imagine the amount of faith they have in this Nigeria? Some of us are already giving up on. There are people who have written on Facebook. I see Sandra Boduri Metico says, "Oh, my child Ryan, I'm super proud of you." Oh, and Diane Medway says, "Awesome, Ryan, thank you." And also, Ese Kwanya says, "There's definitely there definitely is still a lot of chance to salvage our nation." I absolutely agree. Today we're feeling good vibes, and Diane Medway says, "These young minds are great. Our politicians shop." And Helen D, of course, Ebiere Joseph Akunwa says, "Just hearing these children gets me emotional. I hope someone there gets to hear them. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Thanks, dudes," she said. And Dr. Lovett Owo says, "Nigeria is the giant of Africa." Go, Ryan. Absolutely. So I just want to say a very big thank you to all of us. Yesterday, I was feeling really down because no one had anything fantastic to say about Nigeria when it comes to the adults. And I asked the question, if Nigeria were a person, would you judge her wise or foolish? There were just a few kind words here and there in between. There wasn't. But after listening to these children, the future generation, I feel invigorated. I feel like there is hope to salvage Nigeria. And we should be proud of Nigeria. I mean, I have Virtue started by saying, "Nigeria has great and a lot of potential." She said, "Nigeria has a blooming future." Ryan said, that Nigeria is self-sustainable. And Oribi said, "Really beautiful country Nigeria is and shouldn't be seen as over desperate." Orafiri said, "Lots of hope can stand. Nigeria can stand through anything." And Ominini said, "Nigeria for me is my home. I will not be judged irrespective of the color of my skin." You know, these are the sort of things we want to hear, because when we hear these powerful, positive vibes, then it keeps us fired up to keep trying. And I know people in government authorities, they watch this program. Some of them message me. They just don't make themselves known. I want them to listen to these children and feel something in their hearts, in their minds, in their conscience. There is still a time for a turnaround. Whatever it is we have done wrongly, especially for those in positions of authority, there is still time to repent. You can hear what the children are thinking. I know in my time, once upon a time, I thought I was going to be the president of Nigeria. And then they told me we were the future of tomorrow. And they never gave us a chance, but we're not waiting for them to give us a chance anymore, because we are in for the taking, especially with children like this and beautiful minds at that. And they are all proudly Nigerian. Thank you so much for joining us. Please remember, tomorrow we're going to come on here with the ladies. We're going to have ladies session talking about Nigeria at 60, again at 6 p.m. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is _Susan West on YouTube. It is also _Susan West on Facebook. Like and follow us. Go on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. It is also _Susan West. Let's keep the passion hot. Let's keep our minds open. Let's try to learn to use our left hand at old age. As they say, you cannot learn, to use your left hand at old age, but we will try. There is always a possibility. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone who joined us, God bless you. Remember to join us again tomorrow with the ladies, Nigeria at 60. And at this point, I just want to say goodbye from Africa Rise with Susan West. I leave feeling very elated. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.